put in question because the NFL is not taking the time to acknowledge certain incidences that are going on, such as CTE, a chronic traumatic encephalopathy that has been going on that's affecting players based on their lifestyle, based on mood swings, memory losses, and disorders that are affecting them every single day. The NFL is not only being questioned by the fact that the players are in the interest of the players, but or is it a business that doesn't care about the players, that they're not giving them the support and the technological advancements that they need. Based on this, I'm going over certain claims and certain claims and reports that helps the argument that they're not supporting the players at all, that they're giving all the money that they have to make sure that their talents are being recognized, but not the player itself. And that the technological investments that they're holding on to are not based on the players' needs, but the NFL needs. The NFL's needs of making sure that the merchandise, their whole business is flourishing, because it's a $9 billion business. And because of the success of the players, it has caused the business to be successful as well. One of the claims that I have for supporting the fact that they don't support the players is the fact that they hide evidences from the players to make sure they don't have to worry about the evidences of a head trauma or brain diseases. The fact that, say, you get hit and the evidence shows that they're not going to show it to you. They're trying to hide it to make sure the players won't file lawsuits, which in turn, lawsuits are being filed by former family members and the actual former players themselves based on this lawsuit. The ESPN NFL article based on the Associated Press explained and quoted that despite the knowledge of the controlling roles of the governing players' conduct, on and off the field, the NFL has turned a blind eye and failed to warn and impose safety regulations regarding the governing of the safety problems that have been going on. Basically, they're taking the risk and hoping that nobody else sees about it. They're basically ignoring the risk, but also as well, the risk that comes with it are consequential. That it's a life or threatening situation for the player that plays the game. And the claim that also goes with it is that the risks that are caused also affected a former Pro Bowl player and soon to be a Hall of Famer, Junior Seau, who was brutally killed last May 2012. And he committed suicide on himself. And because of that, U.S. Today has committed an article based onto his family because they sued the NFL. The article is called Junior Seau's Family Sues the NFL Over Brain Injuries. The family that said that the lawsuit won't bring back Seau, but it will send a message to the NFL saying that they need to take care of their former player and acknowledge the decades of deception and the issues of head injuries. The reason is because most of the stuff is that they hope that no other person, no other player has to go through the struggles that they went through, which hoping that no other husband, father, son, brother, role model will kill themselves in cold blood because of a disease that could ultimately destroy their lives. And because the NFL is not supporting them, it leads on to the advancements because they're not getting the type of equipment, the type of support, the type of technologies and medical care that they should need in order to make sure that they don't get into situations like that. A certain claim is that they said they're not actually being treated as individuals, they're treated as objects based on their talent. A supported article based on the ESPN NFL article on the Associated Press, the same article that stated based on the Pro Bowl player, said that they're not really finding that they're not finding equipment or players to help the players, finding equipment and technology to help the players out in this astonishing threat that's going on in the NFL. Roger Goodell, based on Bloom.com, said that I will do anything to make the game safer and better for the players. But yet he's not providing evidences or he's not providing any type of reference to make sure that those head traumas or those links are false. He's taking them away, and it causes people to get suspicions to make it seem like they probably don't want to play the game anymore. Another support is that they have so much money. They make $9 billion a year, and yet they don't take time to support their players. As MySanAntonio.com addresses is that they're not taking the time to go over the equipment but by penalties. They're saying that the penalties are sequential for helmet-to-helmet tackles, which means that the penalties are replacing the equipment, which they're saying that penalties will stop the players, therefore the players will stop making traumatic hits. And Kevin Turner was surprised. He's an NFL player, was interviewed at ESPN NFL, and he was saying that it's discouraging that the NFL would say that because they're denying the progress that they're making. That they are the essence of this game, and yet they're not even taking the blame for themselves. And that's shocking enough for me, because this game is so violent that people are dying because of it. And because of the violence that are going on in the game, it's not enjoyable anymore. It's a life or threat situation. Which it comes down to the last, my conclusion, which is saying that the NFL is not supporting, not taking the time to support their players, nor are they taking the time to provide any type of medical or technological advancements to help pursue and make sure that their players are safe. And goes back to that, is saying that the NFL is in a bad situation. They are in a horrible situation right now because of the fact that they're not supporting their players nor taking the time, money, and effort to pursue technological and medical advancements to make sure that those players that are playing the game are safe. And lastly, Obama, who they've had an article presented by him and has been shot out all over the news, but in particular, New York Times caught on to this one phrase that Obama said. And New York Times quoted it based on what Obama's particular feel on football. He said that I am a big fan of football, but I have to tell you, if I had a son, I would think long and hard before I let him play football.